This is Rock Leach with Social Fire. Now, we all know about Billy Carson and the epic debate against Wesley Huff that went terrible. I mean, it was epic fail for Billy Carson. But before that, he always said that no one would debate him. And I got proof that Billy Carson been ducking debate invitations. You don't want to miss this video. Now, Billy Carson is known for going against, be extremely against many of the fundamental things of Christianity. I mean, he says a lot of things, and he's an outright fraud. It's been proven, but it's like since he's been discovered as a fraud, it's just coming out even more how much of a fraud he was. And so it looks like he could have been debated, and this could have happened years ago, but he was dodging it. All kind of things with dodging. But I got some proof here from one of our own. Thank God for Dr. Phil Yarbrough, who is an apologist and who actually came after Billy Carson, but he wouldn't debate him. And so, y'all, I'm gonna let Dr. Yarbrough tell you this in his own words because this was epic. Listen to this.
I've happened to come across one of his videos on YouTube. It must have been about 2 or 3 years ago, roundabout. I can't remember the exact dating of it because it's been a minute. But anyway, he had posted some things on YouTube on his own channel about Jesus having never been crucified. He talked about the Sinai Bible. He talked about being a foremost expert in ancient text and in papyruses and tablets and so on and so forth. And I saw some things, and then I became interested in what this guy was talking about because it sounded like complete nonsense to me. And as an apologist, anytime they start talking about God and Jesus, it sounds like nonsense. My antenna goes up, and I go, I got to investigate things. So I started looking at several of his videos where he kept saying the same things over and over and over again, and he kept talking about alien technologies and Jesus going to India and Jesus going to Egypt and studying Egyptology and ancient Egypt mysticisms and learning that and bringing that back to Israel and the whole nine. And I was like, this is utter foolishness. And so I reached out on his page, on his YouTube channel, and sent him an email. I was like, look, you said about debating people. Well, I'm here for it. I'm here for it all day, any day. You let me know. And then he never responded. And I kept pushing the issue. Anytime I see something like that, I will push the issue. And I kept pushing it to a point where I was like, okay, he's not responding. I guess he feels I'm not worth his time. But what I noticed two things. I noticed immediately from my degree in psychology, from a background in psychology, this anytime somebody says, I am the foremost expert, they're not an expert. A true expert would say, I'm one of the four, or they wouldn't even mention it at all. They'd have somebody else announce them as that, as one of the foremost experts in XYZ discipline. I have a PhD. I have letters behind my name. And so I always tell people this. Don't believe me because of the letters behind my name, and don't believe anybody else because of the letters behind their name. I taught this to my sons, and I teach this to the ministers and pastors I teach every year. Research your research. Look at who it's coming from, and then verify their credentials. Billy Carson's bio is this. He has a certificate of science with an emphasis in neuroscience from MIT, and he has a certificate in ancient civilization from Harvard University. Now, pay attention to that. It's a certificate, not a degree. Foremost experts have degrees. They have doctorates, not certificates. So that was a big red flag. He kept talking about things like the Sinai Bible, which it doesn't exist. It's a document that doesn't exist, and that came up in the debate with Wes Huff. The Sinai Bible that he was mentioning was exposed as what I know it to be, what I knew it to be years ago, and what Wes Huff knew it to be, which is the Codex Sinaiticus, which is part of the Textus Receptus. The Textus Receptus, if people don't know, is divided into two documents, Textus Sinaiticus, Textus Vaticanus. Well, it was revealed, and I knew this because I've read it years ago. Textus Sinaiticus shows that Jesus was crucified and rose from the dead. And Billy Carson kept saying it wasn't in there, that it was a different account. So it proved that Billy Carson did not know what he was talking about, and he never read the document. He also claims to be an expert in Sumerian cuneiforms. He can't read them. That's been proven. He can't read ancient Greek and Hebrew. He can't read Koine Greek. He can't read Paleo Hebrew. He can't even read Aramaic. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I was standing ready to prove that, but I'm glad somebody else got an opportunity to do it.
And there you have it from our own Dr. Phil Yarbrough. Now, I'm glad that he's on the team, but, around here, we do look at a lot of things and have a lot of conversations. Now, this is just from me and Dr. Yarbrough talking. And I said, well, let's go ahead and make a video and put this out so that people will know. Wes Huff did a great job. And I love how Wes Huff he didn't go in there trying to cut Billy up. He was just scholarly telling him that's not true, and he kept it very good. The fruit of the spirit was very personal. I mean, it was obvious with how he was doing the debate, because several other people would have really went in with Billy and just really stomped on him with this debate. Now, this is the thing that I'm looking at. Billy Carson is a fraud. And I just know that all with this year of exposure, 2024, this is another thing that was exposed. He's a fraud. He's been on several platforms like Joe Rogan, different things like that, and saying that people wouldn't debate him. This is the proof right here. Now, we could go even further and pull emails and all that kind of stuff. I'm not wanting to do that just because he's already been proven that he's a fraud. Now, if this was going to prove that we wanted to outright prove and he hadn't been proven a fraud yet, we would do that only in the matter of debating and him dodging debates. But it's already been proven, and this is just more evidence that Billy Carson is a fraud. People, listen, watch out who you're listening to. Watch out who you're paying attention to for the information that they have. Verify their information. Verify everything. And I like what Dr. Yarbrough said, verify the verify. I mean, you keep verifying the information. And his lies were outright landish. They were terrible. And so I want to know ultimately, what do you think about this? Now, get in the comments. Now, I know other people have done this video and talked about several other things. And I know Billy Carson have a lot of supporters who are watching him lick his wounds and all of that, and they support him. Now, you come over here, not only in our community do we have folk that save and have the Holy Ghost and read their Bible, but we have apologists as well. Even I have written a book on apologetics, encouraging men to become apologists. I myself, I love the smoke. I love the argument, but I love the debate even more where it's civilized. And so I myself have written about that. Do you want to look at that? Go over to socialfy.org and take a look at that book. Go ahead and get it. We got it on sale right now just because of this. I believe some people have been developed as Christians, but they want to turn into scholars. They want to be apologists. Well, we wrote a book to help you get into that area, especially for men. And so I want to know ultimately, what do you think about this? Jump in the comments section and let me know your thoughts. Let's go.